If somebody has like a better suggestion, let me know. Can that see everything? Sure. Okay, great. If box bursts into flame or something, let me know. I mean, you will, right? Okay. Hello, class. Can you hear me like this? I have a mic. Is it easier with a mic? I'll go back. So, last year was the first year ever that I didn't have any teacher evaluation things that said she gets too excited and talks too fast. I was working really hard, not getting too excited and talking too fast. And I was feeling so self-congratulatory, right? Like, oh, I did it, they can understand me. And now with masks, I'm worried that people will be like, I have no idea what she's saying. So if you have no idea what I'm saying, make squeaky sounds in office. Is that okay? Better? Back row, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. Cool. Welcome to class. Glad you're here. And we'll get started. Everybody's here for Gen Bio. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to go over like some of the themes of biology, which will be the first half of class and the interesting part. And then the second half of class is going to be the thing that you'll either have done or about to do like 14 times today. This is how the class works and blah, 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 blah. All right? A lot of that stuff, because there's a ton of information, is going to be going out in an email tonight or this afternoon. How to access vascular biology, what all the syllabus, the point values for stuff. It takes forever. That's coming out tonight. And I need to wait until I know who all's here and who needs to be online before all the stuff can go out. All right, wait. I never seen it. Oh, wait. My name is Dr. Greenland-White, and I'll be teaching this class. I'm excited. This class, I like this class. It's a fun class. Because it's the foundational biology class, right? And I'm guessing most of you want to do some sort of career that involves something biological, right? We'll actually get to that as soon as I can get this open. Attendance isn't worth points, right? Because like there's play going on. But I do want to know who you are and if you're here. So once I get most of you up, I anticipated this being faster. Am I being weirdly impatient or is this really slow? Okay, Edna was just leaving like, what? Seems very slow. If you could tell me your name, that'd be great. Actually, I'll say like, Bob, and be like, that's me. So I'll know your name. If I say it wrong, tell me, like, that's not how you pronounce that. And what part of biology you're interested in. Being interested in general biology is cool. You're like, yeah, I'm just here for the biology class. That's why I'm here. I don't know everything yet. Or if you're like, you're what? Study of slime mold. That's what I'm here for. That's what my career is going to be. This is a step in the study of slime mold. That's cool too. Often there are people interested in PT or OT or whatever it is you're interested in. Oh my goodness. Might need to class like way early just to turn the double computer on. Let's see. Oh, we haven't figured out yet that pushing back Oh, the times that with Alma, you push the back button, and Alma's like, you did what? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Easton, in here? Hi, Easton. What kind of biology are you interested in?
Wildlife.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Have you met Dr. Hirsch Jacobson yet? You should talk to him. He cares, like, I care about our friend the frog. He, like, really cares. Like, he's got stuff for wildlife conservation and whatnot. Nice. Easton. Oh, great. Typically, it takes me a little while to, like, know people's names and faces. This year cut me a little bit of slack. It's going to take me longer than normal because less visual information. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Alright. Corinne, am I saying this right?
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of biology are you interested in?
Just general.
General? Nice. Which, I mean, like, is the foundation of life. So that's a worthwhile thing to be interested in. Sydney?
General.
Nice. Excellent. Dax?
Here. General.
General? Because biology, honestly, is a fairly, so I realize for the love of learning, that's why you're here, but it's also a fairly strong degree or study. If you're not entirely sure what you're going into, it keeps a lot of options open. Human health, animal health, most science options. So DAX, right? Grace?
I'm interested in OT.
OT?
Which grades was
Oh, sorry, Polar.
that? Okay.
Okay, yes. Hi. I will get to you soon. Reading ahead. I don't see you yet, but soon. Okay. Kayla? Wait, sorry. Kayla Daniels?
I don't know.
You'll figure it out.
I haven't taken a biology class in like 6 years, so I don't know anything.
Glad you're here. So traditionally, I mean, I don't know if in these uncertain times, blah, blah. Normally the class is about a third people who've never taken biology before, 2/3 people who, well, about a third who've never taken biology, about a third who took a biology class like freshman year of high school, and they're like, yeah, I can't remember something about mitochondria, but yeah. And then a third who's like, I have taken this class as a college class, but it didn't count as credit. So there's a huge range. If I bore you because you know this all, I'm really sorry. Also, if you like ever had a class with me, I have like 2 biology jokes, so I'm going to use them again because like they're all I've got. So I'm sorry if you're like, oh gosh. If you're in the group who's like, I have never seen any of these words before, you got this. Like, some of my favorite students, I love you all. Some of my favorite students are ones who come in and like, nope. And then they get it. It's gonna be good. Glad you're here. And yeah, I hope this biology is like, oh, I should take all the biology classes. So Kayla, right? Cassidy?
This is a prerequisite for pre-vet.
Pre-vet, nice. I'm guessing there's gonna be several pre-vet. I'm guessing. Surprised we haven't seen them yet. I asked. Okay. Zach.
I'm interested in PT.
PT? Good times. Ellie? Am I saying this right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just general biology.
Nice. Glad you're here. Noah? Noah's not here. Okay, Raven?
Pre-vet.
Pre-vet? Nice. Emily?
I go by Morgan.
Oh, Morgan. Wait. This one's you?
Yep.
Oh, is that all you write this down? Great. Morgan? Right. What kind of biology?
General, same as Kayla.
Nice. Do you guys know each other? That's why you're sitting next to each other, huh? So, in other years, like you could see people who know each other sometimes. This year I'm like, I don't know. Cool. Kayla.
Athletic training.
Athletic training? Cool. Glad you're here. Also, sorry, if I don't say glad you're here after you, like I'm glad you're all here. Just sometimes forget. It's like nice to meet you. And I don't say it to the next person. It's still nice to meet you, right? Kayla, Grace. Yeah, okay.
Zoology.
Zoology, cool. Last, spring semester, I got the comparative anatomy class, which is fun. You're like, just look at the animals, they're kind of cool. Nice. Noelle?
Pre-med.
Greenland? I can hear. Peyton? Camo? I think it's right?
Camo, yeah.
Camo?
Just general.
Jenna? Nice. Mackenzie?
General.
Jesse? I know you. Nice. What kind of?
Pre-vet.
Pre-vet, yeah. Some of you have met, and there are a couple of others of you who I think I met. I'm not actually sure. So if I met you and you're like, shoot, I don't remember. I probably just don't remember. But, you know, you're still very nice. Okay, Adam.
Pre-vet.
Pre-vet, good times. Haley,
Pre-med.
pre-med. Zach,
Pre-vet.
pre-vet. Courtney. Gavin.
Wildlife biology.
Wildlife biology. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, Dr. Jacobson is the person who's like gets very excited about this. Zoe.
Gen biology.
Benjamin.
General.
And Michaela.
General.
Oh, nice. Glad to have you all here. Whew. All right, I need to open this up. Sorry. It moved everything. This computer is slightly, the screen size is slightly different, and now all my million tabs are different places. That's not things. My husband's computer has like one thing and everything else is like filed and organized. This is clean currently. I have put a bunch of them away, but it still causes stress. Okay. Glad you're here. We'll wait like 10 minutes for this to boot up. I will check my little camera. I'm totally gonna edit the first part out because online people I don't think care about, you know, that. Oh crap, I want to show you, yeah, we'll get there. Okay. Great, so, me, that's me. This is what's happening today, big biology. For administrative stuff, what to do for next class. We just did this. So you probably know this, but biology is the study of life. That's why you're here, right? Like, to know the things. Life has a huge range of what counts, right? So this is my kids, this is an amoeba, this is a frog, a leaf. All vastly different, right? Like dramatically different. But they all count as being alive. So, what does it mean to be alive? Not like from a philosophical level, like to live, but like if you need a checklist of what does it mean to be alive? What do you need? Oh, by the way, while you think about that, brief pause. I don't want anybody in this class to feel scared because of this class, which is one of the reasons why you're wearing masks. So I don't want you to sit there and like look over the person next to you and be like, they don't have their nose covered and I feel scared. So y'all gotta wear masks. I also don't have to be scared by like, you answer this question. So I'm not gonna cold call people, okay? So don't worry about that. But I will ask questions to the class, and feel free to answer if you want to. Being alive. Do you have to breathe to be alive? I mean, not you personally, yes, you personally, but like an organism. You're shaking your head. Why?
Not everything that's alive breathes.
Right, you're like, fish, I can think of fish. Okay, so five. God breathe. Do you have, ooh, this is a tricky one. You have to mate to be alive. You don't, right? Like trees. You gotta reproduce. But you don't have to be like, when two trees love each other, right? You don't have to mate them. But you gotta have offspring somehow, right? Whether that's if you're a little bacteria buddy and you split, that counts. If you're a sea turtle mating is more complicated, that counts too. But you gotta pass on your information, but it has to be slightly different when you pass it on. Cool? Anything else? It's tricky. People get very excited about making the definition of this. In philosophy classes, they get very excited about like, well, what does it mean if a robot could make other robots? Like, we're worried about the biology version. What was I going to say? The biology version, I realized I skipped something altogether. The biology version is saying all these things that are very, very different, right? The difference between E. coli and moss is huge, right? Like, objectively, they're not similar. But they all have similar characteristics and their needs. The book has a figure similar. They're going to be organized in some way, right? Got some level of organization. Some things, sea sponges, are much less organized than other things, like dolphins, right? There's just a different level of complexity, but you gotta have some organization. It can't just be a huge mess of a soup. You need to be able to respond across time, so that's evolutionary adaptation. One generation is going to be different from other generations. There's some wiggle room there. You gotta respond to the environment, and again, for some organisms, think lichen, their response to the environment isn't huge. Like they respond to the environment, but not the same way that you respond to the environment. But they do interact with the environment. Fair enough? The reproduction thing is big. Gotta have continuity of life. Growth and development needs to happen, so there has to be some change, some ability to grow, to develop. Energy processing is huge. Organisms need to take in outside energy. So whether that's in the form of light, whether that's in the form of hamburgers, whether that's in the form of amoebas, you gotta get some energy from outside in. Okay? And then finally, there's some version of regulation. Like, how do you get yourself situated with the world? Okay? And as basic view of life, as you all know because of the range of what you're going into for biology, there's a huge range of stuff that biology covers. Biology studies figuring out about viruses. It studies understanding how the human body works for like physical therapy. It covers investigating drugs. It covers figuring out about trees and their life cycles, right? Huge variety. In this class, we're not doing a whole bunch of this kind of biology. Sorry. I need to show you this video because it's the first day of class and you just need to see it. An important branch of biology, but not what we're talking about. I had it open, but then it shut itself off. It's very sad. Hope it doesn't play you ads. It reminded me to never use the computer for anything. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's my bad. Sorry. I do not promote whatever this is selling you. I mean, my age, but I'm aware. Come on. It's supposed to make a sound. Okay, well, I'll just tell you. This was a biology project in the 40s. The idea was, you know what? We need more beavers in Idaho, apparently. And for the places they wanted to populate with beaver friends, they, no roads. So they built little parachute boxes for beavers and just pushed them out on planes. An important aspect of biology, something you could do with your life. The beaver life habitats and building beaver boxes, that's not the kind of biology we're doing in this class. I know, it's very difficult. It's supposed to be unmute. I specifically told you. So I'm not trying to tell it, making any sound. Oh. There we go. This is not going to be on a quiz or anything.
Parachutes are attached to cargo lines, and the boxes are stacked in rows along the waist of the plane. 10 boxes to a load, 20 beaver, ready for the flight to mountain meadows.
Can you imagine this being
The
your
plane
mom?
takes a careful approach, ready for the drop. Now, into the air and down they swing, down to the ground near a stream or a lake. The box opens, and a most unusual and novel trip ends for Mr. Beaver. He's on his way now, his nose and his instinct tell him where to find the water. There's room here for a new home.
Yay. Sorry. That makes me deeply, deeply happy. I don't know why, but it does. Also, can you imagine being that beaver? You show up, you're like, dude, what just happened? So that's the kind of biology that you get to later, the wildlife kind of biology. This class is going to be all about the building blocks, the fundamental chunks for how biology is going to work. And this is here. I'll try to figure out in the future what's going on that's making it so slow. I don't know what's happening. We're not watching this whole thing. Just, it's an animation of the cell, and it's very beautiful. And right now, just look at it and be like, oh, it's beautiful. By the end of the class, you'll look at this and be like, I can name every single little part of that thing. is going to be a lot of chemistry kind of stuff. By raise of hands, who all's in Gen Chem? Yeah, okay, most. Great. You don't have to be, yeah, so. The first third of the class, there'll be some overlap. You don't have to be in Gen Chem to be in this class, but you'll see some of the same things. Some things about bonds, some things about atoms that are important. That's great. It builds the basis for pretty much everything. Okay, so I promise for biology, the chemistry we're worried about is the biological kind of chemistry. So like in regular chemistry, you'll worry about things like molybdenum and uranium. And here we're like, we care about like carbon and about 4 other elements. Everything else is nice, but like this is what it is. That's the first third of the class, and some about like macromolecules. The next third of the class is basically the cell. How the cell works, what the membranes are like, how cellular respiration works, that kind of stuff. And then the final third of the class, traditionally is people's favorite. It's all about inheritance, DNA, genetics, how you go from a gene to a protein, that kind of thing. Okay? Got a sense of where we're at? Sweet. The big themes of biology, whether you're in the parachute beavers part or in the cell part, you're going to see organization, you'll see transmission of genetic information, and energy use. And they're super vague concepts because they're covering a lot of ground. So organization has several levels of organization. You should be familiar with these, at least know the hierarchy. So atoms are tiny. Multiple atoms together make up molecules. Molecules can form a more complex structure called organelles. Not every organism has organelles. The ones in red, every single organism has. But organelles are in between the size here. There's something like mitochondria. Every organism has to have at least one cell. Life as we know it, you gotta at least have one cell. There's organization inside that cell, but smaller things that aren't cells, and by smaller I mean less complex, don't hit the definition for life. Okay? If you've got multiple cell types doing something complicated, you're at a tissue level. So like liver tissue or heart tissue. If you've got multiple tissue types together, you're at an organ. And then multiple organs together can be an organism, or you can just have a cell be an organism. Okay, we're cool with that? You should, like before quiz, be aware of the hierarchy here. Okay? Cool with that? Basically, atoms are the building block. Little individual atoms together can make molecules. Molecules come together to form organelles. Organelles live inside of cells. Cells make up tissues. Tissues make up organs. Organs make up the organs. But again, you can also do atoms, molecules, cells. You know. Okay. Oh, just people want to take notes. Great, take notes. That's cool. These lectures, so the exciting, dramatic video performance that is going to be this lecture. I don't like hearing myself talk. I mean, like now I'm fine, but recorded. Kind of apprehensive about posting these, but they're posted. These will be posted, and the slides will be posted. So take notes for what's useful to you, but don't like write down everything. Okay? There's also, you've got this organization, you also need to use genetic information and transmit that genetic information. So the genetic information we're talking about is DNA, and that DNA needs to be passed on to the next generation without being identical. I mean, it could be, but it's not going to be. Anybody here get told, all growing up, that you look a lot like your mom or your dad? You're like, yeah. It can be either a really good thing or kind of not. Oh man, I got told much of my youth that I looked exactly like one of my cousins. He's a boy. And it was very embarrassing for him and for me because adults would stick our heads together and be like, look, they look just alike. And we're like, oh. Anyways, look like your parents, you might not, but you're not a clone of them. There's some differences that you have genetically from them. Fair enough? This is going to happen throughout life. So if you the bacteria, the offspring of bacteria, so bacteria reproduce by splitting, those don't have to be exactly identical. In fact, they're not going to be exactly identical. They're going to be slightly different. Oh, and this falls into the, if you want to argue with your philosophy buddies, this is going to help you out on the, well, does not fire get to be alive? Because fire, you know, has organization and it uses energy. No, it does not have DNA, so we're not counting it. It might make more of itself, but it doesn't change fundamentally like we need for life. We're cool with that? Feel free to argue with philosophers. Okay. Finally, there's going to be energy use, which is just a fancy way of you gotta do something. What that something is between slime mold and a platypus is going to be different, but you gotta do something with it. Got to be able to self-regulate at least a little bit, and it's important. Okay, questions about what is life? Seems like such a big question to ask that it's kind of upsetting. Okay. This next part of class, I recognize it's boring. I don't know how to make it less boring. Sorry. At the end of today's class, this afternoon, I need to figure out some of the people who aren't here. There are different time zones. I need to figure out some logistical stuff. But you're gonna get this afternoon an email about a whole bunch of this stuff, plus more. But you probably want to know at least a little bit what's happening, so we're gonna go over it.